share my screen?
Yes, please. And I've already enabled it for you to share.
Okay. Kevin, which report would you like to start with?
I don't care.
All right, so we're calling this this meeting of the Finance Committee to order.
Can you all see the letter up on the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't you walk us through it?
We would be glad to. So as you most likely recall, everything we present is in draft form to you guys because we believe that the audit committee has a valuable role in hearing the results prior to issuance, and have any influence that or changes that you might request, etc. With that said, we have completed our audit procedures. That means all the way through our concurring review partner, we are ready to issue upon completion of this meeting. So everything, although it says draft, it's really, we're complete. This is just the final step in that process, is debriefing with you. The letter that is in front of you now is what we deem to be a required communication to those charged with governance, where we really just talk about the results of the audit. Page 1, we spell out our responsibilities under auditing standards. Those are both those that are under the AICPA as well as government auditing standards, due to the federal and state funds that are received. We believe we have fulfilled all of the responsibilities under both of those standards. We believe and can verify that we are independent of Workforce. So we are in a position to opine upon those financial statements. We disclose to the audit committee any non-audit services that we perform so that you can understand our method of how we maintain our independence. We really only do 2 things. We assist in the preparation of the 990 or the tax form, as well as the assistance in the preparation of the data collection form. Management has in-depth understanding of both those services and applies appropriate authority and responsibility and oversight over those. The plan, scope, and timing of the engagement was very consistent with what we had shared with you guys in planning. We did not encounter any unusual activity that required us to change that plan scope. If you recall from our discussions at planning, really had a couple new kind of risk buckets when we were defining our samples, things that Laurie signed off on in her former role, as well as kind of the transition to new roles. So we really took that from a risk-based focus and said if something could go wrong, it's most likely at a time of transition. So we believe that our auditing procedures really can provided us assurance that everything had worked well in that transition period. The significant accounting policies and management estimates, we did not identify any unusual transactions or any areas of activities that we would deem to be kind of new or emerging areas. The primary focus of our engagement really comes down to the compliance with federal and the state regulations because it drives both the expenditures as well as the revenue. So we spend a significant amount of time there. And I would say that that's really where the focal point of our audit is, and the financial statements are almost a byproduct. Significant accounting practices, all consistent with previous years. We find them to be based in sound judgment and reflective of the underlying transactions. So everything there worked perfectly. We also during an audit process can identify audit adjustments, and we put those into 2 buckets, those that are corrected and those that are uncorrected. And if for them to be uncorrected, both management and the auditors would deem them to be immaterial. We did not identify any adjustments required to be made to the financial statements, whether they be corrected or uncorrected. Really I think that tells me, if I was sitting in your shoes, is that the quarterly information that you receive all rolled into the financial statements and did not require correction. So it really talks about the quality of the maintenance of the general ledger or the books of record. Won't walk through all of these other communications that are required under the standards. I can just assure you that they're all answered in the way that you would hope for them to be. We did not have any disagreements with management. There was no opinion shopping, a variety of those items, but all of this is in the positive. And ultimately, the result of the audit is an unmodified opinion on the financial statements, which is the highest level of assurance that we can provide. We also performed the federal single audit and the state single audit, and again, issuing unmodified opinions with no deficiencies or exceptions noted in either report. With that, I'll pause and answer any questions that you guys might have.
Yeah, I'm happy to open this up to the other members of the committee. My questions would be, Kevin, was there anything that was close? Was there anything that almost got there that we should know about? And specifically, I want to know if there's any lack of cooperation or difficulty in finding information or cooperation from the employees.
No, there was no difficulties. Management was very cooperative. An audit is always a very iterative process. We ask for things, information's provided, it drives additional questions. Management was very cooperative, answered all questions, responded timely. You know, as we start thinking about how persuasive is the evidence that is provided to us, timeliness is one of those aspects. If I have a question and it takes forever to answer it, it kind of makes the spidey senses tingly, and you start asking why. That has not been the case here.
Members of the committee, anyone else have any questions?
No, I think this is about as good as you can get. So thank you.
Let's see, I think it's just Daniel and I. Okay, well, great. You know, sometimes you have to just acknowledge good news. So thanks a lot for your hard work.
Not a problem. I also wanted to share, so and Michelle was here today. She lets me speak when I want to speak. But with that said, I am going to be out of the country during the board meeting. So Michelle will be presenting again. We'll be at a very high level because we believe we have fulfilled our responsibility in discussing this with those charged with governance or the audit committee. But Michelle will be at the board meeting and prepared to answer any questions, as well as, again, share the good news of a very fine audit.
Michelle in the hot seat. I love it. Kevin goes to the Rocky Mountains and you take all the hard. So if no one else has any questions, I think we can wrap that up, that portion of the meeting.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
What else do we have to discuss?
Well, very good. The other item we had on the agenda today was just about committee members. Now, Dan, you know, in the past, usually in this meeting, we discuss insurance, but we were able to pick that up at the June board meeting, just with the meeting being later in the month. And I happened to have the information from our brokers early enough.
Yep.
So that makes this a very short meeting. And we thought we'd add any kind of discussion you all want to have about adding new members for the upcoming year to the Finance and Audit Committee.
Daniel, it seems like we probably need some flex there just because of scheduling, and you know, if two people are out like today, suddenly it's just you and I. So
Yeah. I do think we probably need to make the committee a little bit larger. So it probably makes sense for us to bring in one of the many new people who've joined within the past year to get it.
Yeah, it's a perfect place to get them started. It's I think it's a good look at the organization. Who do you have in mind? Who kind of jumps out at you, if anybody?
Well, I have to look at the list again, but I thought Bill might be a good choice. And Dupree might be a good choice as well. Just people who are very, you know, adept at analyzing financial issues. would be good, but I don't really know the backgrounds of all of them off the top of my head, but those two come to mind as very good possibilities.
Where are we right now currently at 4 or 5?
On the committee?
Yeah.
We're at 3. In the charter that we
Charter can-
drafted,
yeah.
it says 3 to 5, I mean, 3 to 8. I just pulled that up.
Yeah, we might need 2 people so that we're at 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way we could sort of delineate more audit and more financial, like do a little bit more of a split. That way, and not, we'll all be involved in everything, but we could have someone that's more tasked with this, like this meeting and the preceding meeting about audit. And then the other side could be more general finance. Yeah, I like the idea of looking at our newest members.
And
You
I
have-
think we need to add some diversity. I'd hate to just have it turn out to be, 5 white guys on the committee.
Yeah, I agree. So on our new side, we have,
I make this bigger.
okay,
I don't
let's see. Joanne's got a pretty full plate right now
Mhm.
on governance.
know.
Diane's a business owner,
Mhm.
which could be nice. We're talking about balance sheets and finances. We don't really seem to have anyone who's CFO-ish.
Mhm.
What about Terry?
Terry Jones?
Yeah. Harry Jones and Terry Jones.
That
Could be perfect.
won't be confusing at all.
What is Lisa's sort of portfolio at AT&T? Like, is it from a more HR operations or?
Demetria, do you know off the top of your head?
What's her role?
Let me see. I do not. I'm looking right now.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, we have her bio, but I don't remember which packet it would be in.
I
Yeah,
just
looking it
Lisa Sherwood.
Probably this one.
And one other thing I'll add, I'm certainly willing to stay on the committee, but I'm also willing to roll off the committee so that if we need to get a better balance on it.
Well, I think if we add 2 people that are diverse from us, then I think we've kind of made some headway there. I'm just, wondering about Terry as a, full-blown legitimate business owner in commerce. And then it looks like Lisa is legislative affairs.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'll see.
We have enough lawyers. Let's get non-lawyers.
And Susan might be a good choice. I don't know if she's overwhelmed with, she's got the big childcare issue or
Mhm.
area of responsibility for us as well as,
Yeah,
but I think she would be an excellent choice.
okay. You scroll up again.
Yeah.
So if we go, then we can invite Susan and Terry. And then as our backup, in case we get a no, can you scroll down a little bit more again?
Mhm.
Maybe who else is new, brand new? Crystal,
Gunner,
Gunnar,
Jason, Dupree.
yeah. I know Dupree's pretty slammed and he's probably about to be on the executive committee. So
Mhm.
You have Karen that's new as well.
Karen.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, then we put out those 3 right there. Susan, Karen, Terry, and see,
Okay.
and maybe start out with Susan and Karen.
Okay. Now
So we
they're
go
both on the
gender
childcare, but, well, in my mind, we take these names to Carter because he has to appoint.
Yeah, let's
So,
do that.
mhm.
I think those are our 3 startups. And we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and we might even be able to go with all 3 of them, make 3 offers,
Yeah,
right? So that we don't have this situation where somebody finds out that they were 3rd on the list, right? Because we could handle 6 if we got all 6. That would be,
our charter anticipates that, and I think there's plenty of room at a financial conversation to have more voices, and if 2 of us are out, still have 4 people.
Yeah,
Okay,
sounds good.
let's do that.
All right,
So moved.
sounds good. I will present those ideas to Carter unless you want to.
You see the rest of the agenda.
I do have one
Yeah.
one question. It might be a non-agenda item, but what do we do in the way of having an overall risk management plan? Ashley, maybe you can.
Well, so annually we have a risk management meeting with our liability brokers, Marsh and McLennan. But I think you might be referring to more than just insurance related.
I think it sits in different buckets, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that would, Daniel, I think that would probably go across some disciplines. But I do think it still in the end sits at your desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it always comes back down to the finances.
Mhm.
I just went on a nonprofit that I sit on. I went through like a list of risk mitigation that we imposed on our CEO to enact. And so I've got all the components. I might just flip that to you, this committee, and say, here are the things best practices would include plans on all these different things, whether it's succession, whether it's, whatever, IT risk.
IT.
Yeah. And just make
That'd
sure
be
that
great.
we have tick box.
I think if we don't already have sort of a comprehensive risk
Yeah.
management plan, that it is something that the organization needs, and it probably would start here.
I
in
agree.
this committee.
Good call.
I think that's great.
Yeah, just email me that.
Okay.
Email me for that, and I'll send it right back to you. I
Okay.
just saw it like 2 days ago.
That sounds.
Yeah,
fan-
and if you'd send me a copy of that too, I'd just be interested in
It'll be
seeing how
put-
we think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
That's all for me.
That's all I've got. Thank you so much. Good
Thanks.
work. I think we'd be,
Congratulations.
yeah. We really do need to thank the staff for being able to deliver this kind of result for us. That's really outstanding, and we need to make sure we say that to the board as a whole as well, that how many years in a row have we been
No
getting
fun.
this?
Since before I started working here.
This is better though, because there were years where we had no findings, but there was a comment.
Yeah.
This is actually the clean,
Mhm.
all the way clean.
No.
Yep. And Alicia has a fantastic staff supporting, so they do great work.
That's a really good point, Daniel, because so sometimes we'll go on and sing the praises of the auditor and the audit. We need to make sure we start with the other way around, which is you enabled the
Mhm.
auditors to come back with a clean bill of health.
Yeah,
Right.
and I do think, just kind of realistically looking at the way, some of our new board members have come in thinking that, everything needs to be changed, everything needs to be improved. And, of course, we always want to improve everything, but I think we need to know where the starting point is, that the organization is high performing in many different areas, and we need to acknowledge that.
Yeah, fundamentals. Our compliance is our foundation.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Okay, thank you all.
Green Ashley panel show is signing off.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Dan.
Harry, are you homeless now? What's the deal?
Yeah, I've been kicked out.
Okay,
I'm just, I got a little caught
He's
here
wondering.
in the corner.
all right. See you
Take
later.
care. Have a great day.
Thanks.